well. How are you all doing? I hope everyone is doing well tonight. I hope everyone had a good day today. So, of course, I'm here with my girl. Of course, she is going to be a few minutes late because she is taking care of some business on the other side. And so she will meet us momentarily. But I'm your girl, Twonta Davis Jones, and yes, I'm the one that does the content, create the content, and all those great things. And we have our discussion and all that good stuff. And so it's so good to see y'all. It's so good to be here. I'm excited. We are just totally excited about what is coming up, what is happening in our sister to sister world, if you will. And we just want to be able to get everything prepped up and ready perfectly, right? For you all, because yeah, we're super duper excited, for our self-care event that's coming up this month. And of course, y'all, listen, we have someone very, very special that we are inviting into the sister to sister movement. As far as the self-care event is concerned, and we're going to have a great conversation, y'all. It's all about mental health. It's all about how we as women, how to handle with the heaviness of life, the heaviness of this world, that what the world presents to us, and I don't care how strong we are, there are moments in our lives where we feel that weight, we feel the pressure, right? So yeah, we are going to have a great conversation on the 25th of March of this month. And can you believe, guys, it is March 1st? Oh, wow. Time is going so quickly, y'all. It is going so quickly. I'm like, y'all, it is March 1st. What? Okay, let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all still got your Christmas tree up? Don't be ashamed, because I know some people leave their Christmas tree up for Valentine's because they like to decorate the Christmas tree and put Valentine hearts on it, which is cool, which is really cool, right? And there's some people, yeah, some people actually still keep their tree up for like St. Patrick's Day. So, and even for like for Easter and stuff. So I'm just, hey, I ain't throwing no shade at nobody. So how many of you, or I would say this, how many of you just put your Christmas tree down, like maybe a couple of weeks ago? Couple of weeks ago, right? How many of you done that? Okay, but yeah, we have the information right here before you, which is our self-care event, which is on March 25th, and it's going to be at 11 a.m. I think that's a good time, ladies. That's the brunch time for us queens, right? Where you are comfortable, you're relaxed, and it's going to be a Zoom presentation, right? We're going to meet up there. So, it's going to be the comforts of your home. So you can have your coffee, your tea, your what's the other whatever. You have whatever you want, right? You can have your brunch, your breakfast, your lunch, whatever you want, boo boo, right? But at the end of the day, we definitely need you all, and I said it, need you all to sign up for this event. Okay, the information is going to be available for you tomorrow, for you to sign up and to get your first dibs in terms of the seating and all that good stuff, right? But yeah, I am so dope about it and so excited about it because we really do need it. I know for me personally, where I'm um going through behind the scenes, and it's all good stuff, time is winding down, and so my time is being pulled away, I mean, it's just so much going on. And likewise with my girl Leticia, right? She got a lot going on her end too, because she is a phenomenal queen in what she does, right? So she just doing a whole lot. And we as wives and moms, we got to take care of that territory as well. I mean, with her babies, they're still minor. Mine is older now, but still, they still need me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm telling you, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care how strong we are. I don't care how long we've been like trying to perfect, our lively or our lifestyle, if you will. It still put a weight on us sometimes. And, so having this self-care event talking about mental health and how to, and how to handle it. It is a must. Ladies, those of you who are watching me or listening to the sound of my voice, please do not ignore this. This is so important right now because we see it and we hear about it all the time, how mental health is just taking complete dominance over people's lives. And people don't know how to release, how to really handle it. Some people still don't believe in therapy. Some people still don't believe in, you know, um, sharing their thoughts or their hurts or what have you. Some people still have they believe that people just don't, when they do share, they think people are not really understand or they don't care, basically. And that, for most cases, that's not true, right? But again, we definitely need to find the formula or find the ways how to exercise, how to apply those ideas, or methods, if you will, into our lives when we go through those high pressure moments, right? So make sure, if you are definitely interested, I want you to put in the comments, me, I am interested, for our self-care event that's going to take place on March 25th at 11 o'clock. And again, the information will be available to you tomorrow for you ladies to go ahead and sign up and to make sure you register and all that good stuff, and we could get it going, right? Okay, so tonight we are going to be, and let me share with you also, normally every week when we have our show, towards the end of the show, we have what we call afterglow, right? And it's a place that we just basically come and unwind, and we recap about the show or whatever. And we last week we had an awesome, awesome, awesome afterglow. I'm not going to go into details about it, of course, because it's private. You have to be in it to understand what went down, right? So, but last week it was awesome. It was personal, but it was just something that truly blessed all of us. Okay. And I'm telling you, that afterglow is really a blessed place to be, for us sisters, right? But tonight we will not have our afterglow because, again, it's just so much going on. We got a lot going on behind the scenes, as far as with me and as far as my girl Leticia. So tonight will not be any afterglow going on. Okay, once we do the segment tonight, and then of course I think we have a what's news the pop up tonight. After that, then we're done. Okay, until next week. Okay, right, until next week. So just to let you know about that. And also too, let me remind you guys, if any of you ladies that are watching us, especially on YouTube, for those of you who are watching us for the first time, hey, we do have a group page in Facebook. It's just a connection, and we definitely would love for you to be a part of our family, of our sisterhood. And as you can see, the link is right there. You could definitely click on that link and it will take you directly to our group page. And there are 3 questions, just 3 simple questions that we would like for you to answer. And then from there, the administrating team, we will go ahead and just, review. And of course, we will welcome you into the family and all those great things, because we are growing. We are growing. I'm so super duper excited about how our family is just, expanding, man. And even on YouTube, for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for the support. And if you have not already, please subscribe. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We definitely do appreciate that. And the thumbs up, definitely the thumbs up for sure, right? So tonight we are going to be talking about defying the odds. We are going to be talking about that, y'all. Defying the odds. Ladies, listen, look at yourself right now in the mirror. You should be thanking the good Lord above that you've made it this far. That the song Stomp by Kirk Franklin, with my girl Salt from Salt and Pepper. The Lord brought me through this far. You remember that little part right there? She go ahead and do her thing. Yeah, man, that part right there. God brought you through this far. You still standing. You defied the odds. I don't know your story. I don't know what you went through. I don't know what you endured. And I know it was painful, hurtful, and all those things. It was shocking for some. It took you for a loop de loop and a roundabout and all in between. But guess what? You're still here. You're still standing. People say that you were this, you were that, but you said nope. You said nope. I used to be, but baby, right now, I'm a whole different woman, baby. Right? I'm a whole different woman. Right? So we're going to talk about that. And this is so important, ladies, because I know, again, getting back to the mental health, getting back to the pressure of this world, listen, we got to remind ourselves, just how far we come. Just how far we come. And we are still pursuing. We're still moving. We're still running. We're still learning. We're still growing. But I get it. Sometimes life would tell you, girl, you ain't going nowhere. Girl, why are you even trying? Girl, you just need to go ahead and retire early. The world, people, society, family, friends are going to say all kinds of stuff to stop you from moving forward, baby. And you look at your age, you look at your grades, right? Because I got some popping up, honey, right? You look at your family history and all that other stuff, right? And you get depressed, you get discouraged, right? And you like, what's the point? Why should I even pursue? Why should I even go back to college? Why should I even go ahead and pursue getting my master's? Why should I, we come up with, and then you allow life to tell you and lie to you, saying that it's too late, saying that you're too old, saying that you can't, saying that, you might as well go ahead and just go on to a retirement home or whatever. And that's a lie. That's a lie. Every day, God wakes you up in the morning. He wakes you up every morning. That right there alone lets you know he ain't through with you yet. Okay? He ain't through with you yet, baby. There's still a lot of work to be done in the kingdom, for the kingdom, right? And you have some purpose inside of you that needs to be executed out for people to truly be blessed and receive, what is inside of you, right? So yeah, look back over your life. That song, an old gospel song, as I look back over my life and I think things over, I can truly say that I've been blessed. I got a testimony, right? Girl, come on with it. It feels different when you really make it personal, right? Because you realize what you done, what God did. He brought you through. He brought you through some things, man. Some of you are cancer survivors. Some of you, are survivors, period, in terms of your health, whatever other issues that you had. COVID, come on, man. I'm a COVID survivor. Hallelujah. Baby, I wasn't admitted in the hospital, but honey, my bedroom could have been my tomb. That could have been my deathbed up there. You know what I'm saying? But thanks be to God, I defy the odds on that, right? So yeah, we're going to talk about some things. We're going to talk about the negative comments or the negative statements that is still maybe surfacing around on top of your head, and people are still saying some things, or just life, the way how life presents to you. You just carrying that, and it's a fight every single day. It's the battlefield of the mind, right? The battlefield of the mind. That's why we have to ask God to renew our mind, to renew our way of thinking every morning, because just like the angels of God is right here, so is the devil, honey. Okay. Right? And immediately you better feed your brain by finding the word of God, find the daily scripture or something to go ahead and feed your mind, feed your soul, and keep meditating on that thing. Keep eating on that word, honey, because the enemy is going to come in and start causing all kinds of disturbance and confusion and distraction in your life. So let's go ahead and move on to the first Defying the Odds statement or comment that people might have said to you, right? The first one is, I am not a failure. Why? because I succeed daily. I'm not a failure. How many of you have been dealing with that? People may have said something like, girl, you failed this or you failed an exam. How about this? Especially for those of you who probably have already got your degrees and everything, but there maybe had been a challenge where you had to repeat that class or you had to repeat that course or something, and because you didn't pass it the first time, and it made you feel some kind of way, right? It made you feel some kind of way, and you thought you had it that one time. You thought like, oh, I'm gonna ace this, right? I'm gonna kick it to the curb, whatever, right? And then when you get your test results, failed, got the F or a D, and you like, and you feel like, you feel what? You feel like a failure, right? And then you just want to quit. You just want to throw in the towel. You want to throw in the pans. You want to throw in the cat, the dog, the bird, everything, because you just had enough. What's up, Diane? Right? You just want to throw it all up in there, right? And I'm telling you, somebody would say, girl, don't give up. Don't give up. You're like, no, I'm done. I've done this 2 minutes. I can't do this no more. I can't. Some of you probably have done it. You probably like, I quit. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. And some of you probably like, okay, and you kind of debating if you want to go through this whole headache again or what have you, right? And especially if you can be able to retake the exam, because you can retake it, right? But now you got to get your emotions out of the way. You got to get that embarrassment out of the way, right? Because we feel some kind of way because we boasting and bragging, talking about, oh, I can ace this, da, 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 da. And then when that test come and you take the test and you get the test back and you see you got a D or F, you like, what the what? Like, no, this ain't right. This ain't right, right? And it's the same thing with life in general. As a wife, some of us are married and we have our disagreements with our spouses, and and it may get real heated sometimes, and it may have you feel some way like you're not really putting your 100% in as you thought you did, because your man is saying something totally opposite, and here you thinking you doing the wife duty, right? But here he come, busting your bubble or what have you, and you start feeling some kind of way. Or your kids may come in and they probably school you a little bit, right? And they better say it in respect, right? But they come and they say something and it make you feel like I'm not doing my job like a mom. I don't feel like I'm doing my job right. I feel like I failed my kids. I feel like I'm failing in my marriage. I feel like I'm failing as a sister or a mentor or whatever. You feel some kind of way. And it does something to you, right? But guess what? Ain't nobody said that you failed except you. Am I right or wrong? Think about it. The teacher who gave you that test and everything, she said, yeah, you didn't do so well with it, but here, you can repeat. You can retake the test. She said you failed, but she didn't say you were a failure. You said that. God never said that you were a failure. You succeed every single day. If you got him in your life, you always win. Blinker, blinker, right? So that's something that you have to keep renewing in your mind every single day. I succeed daily. I defy the odds. Exactly, Diane. I have to try a different approach every day based on the situation that is in front of my face, based on the issue that is going on in my life. I have to find out a different way, a different format, a different plan, whatever it needs to do, whatever I got to do. So I won't dare allow the enemy to tell me that I'm a failure, that I'm not qualified, that I'm not smart enough, that I can't do this, and I get it. I get it because We are so conditioned in our world, in our season of where we are right now, of being a wife or being a mom. And we're conditioned in our comfort zone. But when someone remembers of the things that we still have the ability to do, and they want us to accelerate on that, they want us to either to sing, or they want us to dance, or they want us to do whatever, we second guess ourselves. We go ahead and we at first we probably say, oh, well, that's really nice of you to think of me. Okay, well, I consider that. Okay, sure. And you say, okay, I'll go for it. But then when you go ahead and start rehearsal, or you start practicing, or you start, presenting, presentation or what have you, people may not respond the way you visualize them responding. And then it starts to take you back to yesteryear, when you already had some doubts about yourself anyway. You had some insecurities already, right? And here you are in your 50s and your 40s or whatever, and you allowing the enemy to tell you you failed. If you didn't do well when you was in college, what makes you think you could do well now in your late 40s, in your early 50s? What makes you think that you can accelerate, right? But that's the lie of the enemy. That's the lie of the enemy. The enemy will also tell you that you're not equipped enough to handle what you used to do when you were 22. That's a lie of the enemy. Because whatever the gifts, whatever the talents that God has given you, it is still in you. Okay? He did not take it away. I remember growing up back in the day when people used to say, girl, you better use that gift God gave you. If you don't, God gonna strip it away. And I used to believe that. How many put your hand up in the air, like erase, just like you don't care, right? How many of you have heard that saying back in the day, when people say, girl, if you don't go ahead and use that talent, girl, you don't use that gift, oh, God gonna take that away from you, right? That ain't true. Because what he gave you is going to stay with you to the day you leave this earth. Now it's up to you if you're going to use the gift. It's on you. Now, God will question you as to why you didn't apply yourself, why you didn't use what he gave to you. But he's not going to take it away from you. Okay? Let's get that clear. Because, it's like God's like an Indian giver. No, he ain't. But he gave you. Right? And we got to have the common sense to understand that what he gave us is not for us to hoard for ourselves. It is to bless the multitude of people that we come across every single day, right? So you got to understand, I am not a failure. Yesteryear, I may have failed at some things, but I am not a failure. I still succeed, even though I was in pain, even though I was crying, even though I was hurting, even though I felt betrayed, even though I lost relationships. I still succeeded even then. I didn't see it at the time because my emotions were so out of whack. But as time passed on and God brought that back to my memory, and he had to remind me how far he brought me, I realized I was winning then. Right? You are not a failure because you succeed every single day. And success, and Leticia and I, we have talked about success so many times, right? And the world defines success based on your income, based on how you living, where you living, who you rubbing elbows with. I personally would not want to rub elbows with other people's elbows because some don't know how to clean. Okay, some people don't know how to wash up. There's some dirty folk up in there. So I don't be rubbing up no elbows on mine. I don't know what you got. No. You know what I'm saying? You got to know who you are. You succeed every single day. You woke up this morning, there's success right there, right? You got food in the house. Girl, that's success right there. Girl, listen, you achieve small little goals. That's success right there. It's not always about the income. It's not always about popularity. It's not always about fame and fortune. It's not always about where you live and how you live and what you got on, what you driving. No. It's what you put forth. What's your goals? What are your daily goals? You have small goals and some have big goals. You have goals that you want to achieve within in a monthly time frame. You have long-term goals that you want to achieve within the next year, right? Or 6 months or what have you. But every single day, there are little goals. There's little opportunities for you to go ahead and achieve and make happen. And sometimes we don't even realize we achieved them, because we get so caught up with the issues of life. And whatever doesn't go right from our perspective, our whole day is messed up. We feel like, oh, today was not a good day, girl. I had a bad day today. But what about the good things that took place today before that incident took place? What we totally overlook that. So you need to understand you are a successor. You succeed every single day. And you should just give yourself a little hand clap. Like, oh, Twonta, you did good. God is helping me through some things, because I realized, like, you know what, God, I can't do this by myself. I need some help here. Okay. I could talk about it to my friends all day long, but at the end of the day, they can't help me. They really, really can't. They can help me in terms of giving me words of wisdom, and I appreciate it all from the heart. But at the end of the day, I still got to make decisions. I still got to confess and say, Lord, I need you. I need you to help me to not continue to, downgrade myself. Because again, nobody said that you were a failure. Now, there may be people who will be that dumb and say something, be that rude and say something like that. Shame on them. But at the end of the day, nobody didn't say you were a failure. We put that on ourselves. And we got to change that talk. We got to change the way how we think, right? So yes, you defied that. I'm not a failure. I succeed every day. If I look back on my life, I succeeded then. I didn't know how I was going to make it. I don't know how I was going to pay my bills. I don't know how I was going to take care of my kids. I don't know how I was going to, provide for my family. But guess what? Every single day during that time, I still succeeded. By the grace of God, I still made it. How I got over. My soul looked back and wonder how I got over, baby. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to number two. What's the next statement that we say to ourselves, right? That I'm not my pain. Why? Because I've been healed. I am not my pain. Again, go back. Think about the moments where you ladies have been in pain, whether it was physical, emotional, mental, even spiritual, because there's a lot of people who still don't go to church. There's a lot of people who still broken by church hurt. And it's not the church, it's the people. Come on. Right? But guess what? You defied the odds on that. Because at that time, you didn't think you were going to survive that pain. You didn't think, because it hurted too much. You didn't think you were going to, you're like, oh, when is this going to stop? Oh my goodness, this is too much. Oh my God, right? We've all been there. And here's the thing too. We also feel the pain of other people, especially those who are closest to us, whether it's our spouse or our children. My babies, my oldest one, Stephanie, when she was a little girl, she suffered with earaches. And boy, oh boy, when she had that first encounter with the ear infection, oh, my heart broke for her. I cried with her that night because I knew her pain, because I had that same pain when I was 7 years old. And that thing was torture. Any of you ever had an earache before? Any of you have kids, had experience that with your children before? If so, put your hand up in there and raise like you just don't care, right? How many of you have experienced that, had that experience? But my baby did. And I felt her pain. And we stayed up all night. She tried to go to sleep, and it was so hard for her until we went to the doctor, that next day. and the family doctor, and he was so sweet, and he prescribed medication for her to help with that pain and everything. And it didn't last long. I mean, throughout the duration of her childhood, she had that earache going on for at least, maybe, I want to say, about a, maybe, was it a year at least, through the course of time. It didn't really last long, but when it came, oh, it came. And baby girl was in pain, and I felt that pain, right? What's up, girl? What's up, girl? How you do, girl? How you do, queen? How you do? Right? So the pain, you are not that pain. That pain does not define you. Here's the thing. It may define you where you were at that time, but that pain has also pushed you to keep persevering. That pain has pushed you to keep going, even when you didn't even know where your strength was coming from, yet you still persevered, right? You still persevered. You still kept crawling. For some of you, you probably had to go on your knees and crawl. For some of you, you probably just had to, like, use your hands your arms because your legs was numb. For some of you, you found a way to keep going, even though the pain was excruciating. We like to apply that pain and believe the lies of what the pain tells us, that you would never heal from it, you would never move forward, you would never see another sunny day or what have you. Pain will continue to bully you, threaten you, and tell you you're too weak, you're not going to survive, right? But that's not true. Yeah, that pain is hurting. Yeah, that pain is intense, right? Because there's so many different levels of pain, right? And there are people who just don't like pain. I don't care if it's like, you remember, if you go to the doctor or to the dentist and you see those smiley faces, and it has it from one, I think it's from 1 to 10, and they always tell you, from that scale, pick which happy face, or the happy face eventually turn to a frown, basically. But it said, pick that picture or that number explaining how bad that pain is, right? And you press that, you touch it, and it gets to be an 8 or what have you, or versus a 2, right? And the doctor will go ahead and do their diagnosis or whatever, and give you a prescription or whatever to help, help suppress that pain in that area, or what have you, right? So everybody has a different level of pain, how they handle pain. Some people are immune to pain. Some people have been immune to abuse for such a long time that it doesn't really affect them. But guess what? It does affect you, right? It does affect you, right? Because you never got that thing checked. You never went to therapy. You never really discussed it with somebody, talked about it to somebody. You carried it and you kept it and you locked it up in your heart, because you don't want to deal with it anymore, right? And that's not a smart thing to do, right? So yeah, and that's why pain will continue to keep on talking in your head and saying that you're never going to win, you're never going to succeed, or you're never going to heal, you're never going to have a positive relationships. All your relationships going to be, broken, it's going to be damaged, or whatever the case. But that's a lie. And people love to say, oh, girl, don't you remember how they treated you? Don't you remember how they talked about you? Especially family. Family always love to bring up the skeletons. They always like to go up in the attic and bring that dust of skeletons and bones and stuff, and just, hit you upside the head with it. Just add more pain. All right. And you eventually got to say, no, I'm not my pain. I'm not that anymore. Yeah, it was hurtful. It was scary. It was traumatizing. It was all that. But guess what? I'm healed. I'm healed. I'm yes, Karen, the lies, girl, the lies. Because that's what pain does. Pain, depending on that situation, pain will go ahead and tell you that you are not going to heal. Whether it's physical healing, whether it's emotional healing, whether it's spiritual healing, pain is going to tell you you are never going to heal. You might as well succumb to it. You might as well rest in it. You might as well, lie with it. That's no. No, 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 no. That's not true. Right? This is the day that the Lord has made. I'm going to what? Rejoice and be glad in it. Right? So even though I am coming from the hospital or what have you, and I'm still in a discomfort of pain, yet I'm going to rejoice in it because that's part of my healing. That's part of my healing. Even though I'm in emotional pain, but yet I have words of declarations or words of affirmations or certain scriptures that will help me, that will feed into my soul. That's part of my healing process. Yes. So don't listen to the lies of the pain or what pain tells you. You are not your pain. You look yourself in the mirror and say, I am not my pain. I am not my past. I am not. I'm more than a conqueror. Because you went through. Hey, I'm not there knocking that you didn't go through something because you went through something. But like I said before, what pain does, pain pushes you to persevere. Pain pushes you to keep going, even when you don't have 100% strength to do it. And that's why God says, my grace is sufficient. Even in your weakness, I'm still going to provide a way for you. I'm still going to carry you. I'm going to take good care of you. And as time passes on, you start to feel better. You start to get stronger. You start to see things differently. You start to act differently because you're already going through the healing process. That's what it's all about, defying the odds. Every single day you are defying the odds. It's not just so much from your past, even though the past, you don't lay up in it, but you can have a recounting moment. You can go back and say, I remember when. Because right now, where I am right now, this doesn't define me. No, because God brought me through too much. So I'm already here. I'm not broken. In that situation, I was broken at that moment, at that time. But I'm not going to let people to continue to tell me that I'm still broken. She's still hurt. She's still, she's still upset because her husband left. No. I'm getting stronger every single day. I have my tear moments. I have my upset moments because I'm human. I'm still in this flesh, child. I'm still going to have my moments, but I'm not going to allow my flesh to dominate me and tell me that I'm still broken, that I'm not going to get healed, that I'm not going to, get better. No, I am getting better every single day. Right? So let's go number 3. Number 3, the third thing, ladies, the third thing that we say to ourselves or people may say to us, right? Put up number 3 for me, my sister. Put up number 3, my sister. Is she there? Therese! What's number 3? I am not my past. Well, I have it right here. I am not my past. Number 3 is I am not my past. I don't live there anymore. So if anybody comes to you and talking about the past, like they really like, girl, I remember when you used to do this and you be hanging out late and you were doing all kinds of stuff and everything, and this, that, whatever. And you like, yeah, I remember that, but I'm not going to live there. That's not me anymore. People would say, that's not me no more. Right, Karen? Yes, I don't look like what I've been through. That's the key. Come through it. Don't wallow in it. That's right, my sister. Because I know every single one of us, if we have the time, we will go ahead and share our testimonies and we will be, Our mouths will be on the floor dragging, honey, if we hear some of your testimonies, and it will blow us away. And you're like, girl, that could have knocked you out that could have knocked you out into your grave. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we don't look like what we've been through because it's God's glory. Right? Right? So number 3, again, it says, I am not my past. Why? Because I don't live there anymore. Yes, I said about, sometimes we go ahead and reflect of yesteryear. And it's okay every once in a while to reflect, because sometimes God put that in our memories just to remind us what he did for us during that time. But we don't stay in that past. We don't go ahead and pack up our little suitcase and say, I'm going to go on vacation in the past life. I'm going to go ahead and stay there for a little while, because it was some nice, sweet moments back in 1985. It was some good moments back in 1992, honey. I want to stay there a little bit and reminisce a little bit. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't. Because 1985 was 1985. It was a whole different situation back then. 1992 was 1992. It was a whole different situation back then, right? Your mindset was different. Your mindset was different. You saw life in a whole different set of lens. In your 20s, in your teens, in your 30s and 40s, you saw things differently. Even now, for those of you who probably still married and you've been married for almost 2 decades or not over a decade, you're not the same woman that said I do to your man, because you went through some things and it changed your perspective, not just about him, but about you. Right? So we got to understand that, we may have a past, but I don't live there no more. That's not my address, right? That's not my address, man. I may go by, it's like, what? For those of us you probably remember your childhood house, your childhood neighborhood, and you may go ahead and drive down the neighborhood just to reminisce or something, and you see that house and it brings back memories, right? And there were some good times as well as some bad times. But guess what? You don't live there no more. You may come there and visit. You may even take the bold move and ring the doorbell and see if anybody still live there, and probably say, is it okay if I could just walk in and just reminisce a little bit? They might find it kind of strange. But then there's some people, if you really take the time and share why you say that, they probably be kind enough to say, okay, yeah. Right? But at the end of the day, you know that is not that's not your home no more. Right? Exactly, Karen. Look back and see where God brought you from. Then praise him. Right? Then praise him. Yeah. Praise him in the midst of the storm. Praise him, out of the storm. Praise him when it's good days and the bad days. Praise him when the storm comes and when it goes away. You got to continue to still praise him in spite of. Right? Therese, are you there, baby? So we can change that number 2 to number 3. I am not my past. I don't live there anymore. Thank you, babes. I don't live there anymore. But there are still some of us that are still living in our past. It's comfortable for us, right? There's people in your life right now that don't like change, so they just stay where they are. They stay where they are. Don't you got some people in your life, some nanas, some aunties, or somebody, some grandpas, and they still back in the 1970s and 1980s? Okay, I'll give them a little something, in the early 1990s, honey. And here it is, 2023, and they still back in the day. Hey, Paula. She said, yes, praise is comely for the upright. Glory. Yes, baby. Come on. And you got people who are stuck in their ways. You got people who just don't want to move, honey. But guess what? You don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay where they are. You go ahead and you keep on moving. If you have complete, you run. Just run away from them. Run away from them. You love them. Love from a distance, baby. Because what you're not gonna do, you not gonna lock me up in your crazy past. You ain't gonna lock me up in that. No, I'm moving forward. Come on, Karen. Come on. Comfortable and stagnant. You know, look at a hot mess. Totally clueless about today versus yesterday. Right? There's some things in the past that, people keep as tradition. Right? Some people from the old school, they still believe in certain things, certain remedies and stuff. You know what I mean? They don't listen to the doctor. They like, well, I'm going to go ahead and drink up this herb tea or drink up this concoction. If you have apple cider vinegar with some lemon and with some honey, that help clean you out. That girl, they going to help you stay in that bathroom. What you talking about? Okay. I mean, really. Now, there may be some good, remedies or whatever, but the doctors here, God created them for a purpose and a reason. People just stuck in their ways, right? That's not you. Don't get trapped in other people's conditions, right? You defy the odds. People need to see you as that, right? You have gone through some stuff, right? And you are a living witness of what God has done. You are a living witness. You are a conqueror. You are more than a conqueror. You are a survivor. You are victorious. So why would you want to waste your day, your time, falling back into the past and believing what is already dead? Some things are just meant to be in the past. Some things are just meant not to be touched. Some things are just not meant to be resurfaced. You know what I'm saying? Some things are just need to be left alone. Right? You have matured so much, right? You don't need to fall back into that mindset anymore. A lot has happened in your life. And today we need to thank God that we made it this far. Thank God that I'm not the same. I'm not where I used to be. Right? I'm so grateful that, he brought me so far, right? For me to enjoy my today and knowing, God willing, my tomorrow is going to be even better than today. Right? So our last point for tonight, ladies, our last point that we often hear, I am not the same. Why? I'm giving myself time to grow. I'm not the same. And I just said that. For those of us that's been married for more than a decade or two, we're not the same person that said I do 20 years ago at that altar. No, we're not. Look ourselves in the mirror, y'all. You ain't the same. You were 25 pounds lighter back in the day. Come on now. Especially me. I was 55 pounds. Okay, girl, please. That wasn't dressing mine. Still in that closet. But it's going to be given to my daughters because, girl, I can't get my big butt in that thing no more. Girl, please. Okay. Right? I'm giving myself room to grow, baby. And did I grow? Did I grow? Okay. I'm not the same person. And guess what? You're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be. The challenges, the trials, the tribulations, the setbacks that you encountered, it was not punishment. It was about development. Come on. All right? It was not punishment. It was development. It was developing you to become stronger. Right? To become more vocal, ladies. To stand up and start walking in your newness. Right? Not be timid anymore. Right? not be in the background and, because that's our comfort zone, right? But God has called you to be that voice, right? To be that warrior, to be that trumpet sound, to be that minister, to be whatever He called you. He has developed you to go and do the assignment. Whether it's church related, whether it's work related, you are a minister of your life, because you share your testimony on a daily basis, on a regular basis, to the people that you care the most, the people that you encounter, the people that you associate with. Every now and then you got to tell them something about what God done for your life, right? So you realize in that conversation, you are not the same. Because 20 years ago, think about it. You would not be talkative. You would not stand up. You would be like, I'm gonna let it go. I'm not even going to dwell in that. I'm not even going to debate. But now, girl, you be like, hold up, wait a minute. No. Well, let me tell you. I've been quiet for quite a while, but this time, no, we're gonna take care of this, and it's gonna be done because I said so. They be like, since when she started getting girl? Yes, because God has been developing you through that trial, through that challenge, to start learning how to use the voice that He has already gifted you with, and to not be intimidated, not allow people to intimidate you, right? Learn how to speak up, learn how to stand up, right? Come on. Right? I'm not the same. I'm giving myself room to grow. Every day we are growing up. Every day we're learning something new about ourselves. We're learning something new about our careers. Yes, we're learning something new about life in general, and it's not even just about us personally, but we also need to see the growth of our surroundings. We also need to be educated as well of what we see in our surroundings. Our kids are in a whole different life than we were when we were 16, when we were 18, right? Things are so different now for our kids than it was when we were that age. And now we got to start learning and growing, right? Because now we got kids. Our kids don't understand what we endured when we were their age, right? They don't, until we tell them. But at the end of the day, though, we have to start learning about what our kids are doing, because there's so much going on. I remember back in the 80s, I was in high school then. Back in the 80s, it was a lot of teen pregnancy going on back then, right? We didn't have to worry about whether or not if somebody had a gun in school. We didn't have to worry about whether or not it was safe to go to school. And I mean, there were bullies, that was happening back then too. And back in the day, like if you want to squash something, or if you want to handle it or whatever, when that school bell rang, that last hour, everybody would go right behind the school in that little alleyway, and they would go ahead and duke it out. Come on. That wasn't me. I was just a spectator. But back in the day, right, we didn't have to worry about, somebody threatening the school or threatening the teacher or anything. And I'm not saying that teachers didn't get the dirty looks, and because they were kids back then. We didn't have technology the way we got it now. We didn't have this stuff back in the day, and Lord knows if we did. Ooh, child. Right? We had issues. In the 80s, we had issues, and teenage pregnancy was one of those issues. Because I saw some of my peers back in the day, they would have books in one hand and they'd be walking the baby in that stroller in another hand. Yes, they did, baby. Right? But now, with our kids, their generation today, we got to start learning about what they are dealing with. You know, what is it that our kids are so attracted to? We have to educate ourselves, and our kids can be a great teacher if we allow them to teach us something, right? And that help us to keep growing, that help us to be current, right? And it's the same thing when we apply God's word in our life. You may have read Psalms 91 or Psalms 23 since you were 7 years old, but every once in a while, when you get back to reading that scripture, don't you know there's something different that comes out of his word? And it challenges you, right? It helps you to grow. It helps you to, it develops it just pulls you in a different level, right? As long as we're living and breathing here on this earth, we are going to always grow. We're always going to learn something. We're always going to be introduced to something new, right? But it's not to threaten. It is not to bully, right? It's to teach us. It's to develop us. And it's also to prune us too. Some things in life is going to prune us. It's not going to feel comfortable. That's what I'm talking about. That pain is not going to feel good, right? You may not understand it at that time, but just know that it's all about development. It's all about growth. Ladies, you defy the odds, right? You are still defying the odds even now. If you look at where you are, look at your home, look at your kids, you are so richly blessed. You are so blessed and so fortunate. There's so many other women that are not able to have what we have. There's so many women that are still banded from really speaking their truth. Here, this is a free world where we can actually voice our truth, but we still allow fear. We allow our issues. We allow other parties to tell us, shut up, to say, shut up. You can't say nothing. There's no value of you saying anything. How dare you? And that's why when you go through these trials and tribulations and go through these challenges in life, God is all about developing you. He's all about, strengthening you, right? So don't take it as a punishment. Don't take it as, oh, God angry at me. Or no, take it as, okay, I'm going through this process. It's about growing. It's about learning. Ain't no different than some of our kids or grandkids. They're talking about, oh, this teacher don't like me. She's so hard, or he's so hard, and they hard on me, and I don't understand this class, or they making it so difficult. But at the end of the day, though, they graduate or they finish, they pass that class, and then you be like, yeah, despite of how you think the teacher sees you, what did you learn from that class, though? How did it make you see things differently, right? During the time you was in that classroom. See, if you stop thinking about or focusing on or mentioning on the pain and the discomfort, start looking at the blessings of that. Start seeing that, wow, if I didn't have that teacher, if I didn't have that issue coming in my life, I would not know how strong or how smart or how gifted or how intelligent. I would not have known that this was inside of me. Coming out of the, girl, don't you know, Karen? Come on, girl. Seriously, And so we cannot continue to think that that the pain or the challenges or that we're going through is like nobody knows the struggle I feel, and get all depressed and all of that. I'm not taking light of it. No, Lord, no, I'm not, because I know about depression. I've been there, done that. I understand that. But I know through this journey that I have been enduring for the past several years, even before COVID, I start to see why God put me through what I went through. Because now I can be bold. Now I can go ahead and stand strong that of the warrior that I have always knew that was inside of me. Because I'm gangster like that. I'm gangster. I don't give a flying fig foo. I will tell you like a TI is, right? I still love you, but I'm gonna tell you the truth and nothing but, right? He's still helping me. He's still pruning me. He's still doing what he needs to do because I want him to, of course. Because there's still some areas about me that still ain't righteous. And y'all don't be looking at me like you're crazy. There's some areas in y'all ain't righteous either, y'all. Come on, right? Right? But it's okay. But that's what the growing part is all about. So you see, you are not the same, right? Because you acknowledging that I'm still growing and I'm giving God room to continue to develop me, to continue to prepare me, right? Because I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to be better than I was yesterday or a week ago or last month or a year ago. I don't want to stay stagnant. I don't want to stay stuck. I don't want to be set in my old ways and expecting everybody else to follow what I command. No, I'm not doing that. Because you're stuck in time. Those people are stuck in time. They're back in the 1950s and the 60s. Girl, please. I wasn't even born yet. What are you talking about? Come on, Karen. Don't you know, girl, I'm gangster, baby. I ain't got no shame. Right? Yes, Diane, I'm a work in progress. I'm still growing. Absolutely. I am still growing. And it's okay to say that. Say that to people sometime. You have conversation with people, and we're going to move on. And we will have conversation with people, and people still they still stuck in their moment or whatever. And you sometimes have to just say, you know what, baby, I get you. But you know what? I've learned not to stay stuck in the past. I learned not to allow the issues of life to be my ending. There's still many chapters that I have yet written. I'm giving myself time. I'm giving myself room to grow. I want to grow because I know I'm better than this. You know, I can love better. I can breathe better, right? I don't have to breathe in so much toxic stuff. And I'm not just talking about particles in the air. I'm talking about toxic stuff in relationships. I know now how to just block that thing and keep it moving. Because now I'm taking myself seriously. Because I only got this one body and only got this one life. And I don't want to waste it anymore by nonsense, by drama, by haters, by family members. Because guess what? They're going to do what they're going to do. No matter how much you try, no matter what you say to them, baby, they're going to do what they want to do. So you go ahead and do what you need to do. Don't worry about them, baby. God dealing with them just like he's dealing with you. He's tapping on that heart like he tapping on your heart. The difference is, will they respond to that tap? Because you did, right? I hope y'all did, right? Some of them still, they don't even hear the knocking. God is just knocking. He's just trying to get their attention. And they still deaf, blind, and dumb. They just refuse. So leave them be. But you focus on you. You focus on the walk that God has already ordered for you, right? Get excited, y'all. I'm so super duper excited. I hope this blessed y'all. I really, really do. We're going to move on to our next segment. It's called What's News? Get excited about that. Let me give you a brief bio or a brief little something about what What's News is all about. Our What's News is where we share articles to you guys. You may not hear it on the news often, or you may not see it on via social media. So we go ahead and take it upon ourselves to come across some nice articles in relations to life, education, people all around the neighborhood, all around the world, people like you and me that are doing great things in their community or what have you. So we have one article that we want to share with you tonight. And my girl Therese is going to post that up for you, ladies. This is the Nashville Black Market that offers safe haven for Black businesses to grow and thrive. Anybody near Nashville, Tennessee? Is this Nashville, Tennessee, y'all? Hold on. I'm just thinking, I'm assuming it's in Tennessee, right? Because it says Nashville, right? So it says, when was the last time you attended a family reunion that was like an outdoor block party with food trucks or something like that, right? It says, now keep that vision in mind as the Nashville Black Market, which gives you that feeling that focuses on Black owned businesses and curating a family fun event. So there's two guys here, Carlos Party and Javon Jones, founded the Nashville Black Market by creating a safe haven for entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, right? And there's a picture of these beautiful, handsome young brothers here. This is they recently held their fourth annual Black History Month 2-day expo, which was this past February 11th and 12th. That had over 14,000 attendees. That is huge. And as you can see that picture right there, that lets you see that this is serious, right? By having it at the Nashville Fairgrounds facility, it gave attendees a chance to buy products, experience a family fun community event, and more. The organizers, what they told Black Enterprise. This is amazing. So between the 2 days, most vendors sold out of their products on the first day. Wow. There were food trucks, vendors, AR experience, raffles, games, photo booth installations, DJs, live music, murals. There's a whole lot of stuff going on there. As the community grows, the duo wants to support a lot of upcoming entrepreneurs and small businesses. And as the city of Nashville expands, it says it's difficult for the entrepreneurs to have opportunities for their businesses. So in 2023, the mission for the market is to create opportunities for Black businesses and entrepreneurs in the community by creating a tangible marketplace when culture and commerce can connect and provide services to elevate their businesses. This is great. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. The Black Market had their first monthly event that had over 75 vendors that offered everything from baked goods, books, photo shoots, beauty supply products, and more. Every month, starting on March 3rd, there will be a recurring first Friday night market event at the Nashville Farmers Market. This is awesome, guys. This is amazing. They are in the process, Party and Jones, of growing the business big enough to have a permanent location where they can stay each month. And as they grow, the expo, it gives small business owners a chance to maintain and grow their business. Their focus is to create a space for Black empowerment. That is awesome, y'all. This is great. I don't know if any of you guys are near Nashville or near the state of Tennessee, but if by chance in the future, if you have plans to go to Tennessee during the summertime or something, you guys could go check it out or what have you. You could definitely read more in depth about their story. But this is so great for them to open up this platform to support local communities in the neighborhood. That is huge. And to see that people support to the point that the vendors sells out of all of their products. That is amazing. Anything is possible, you guys. Anything is possible. If you have an idea, something similar to this, and you want to be able to, network that way and support other local businesses, I would be like so hyped for you to go ahead and make it happen. There's nothing stopping you but yourself, right? I don't know the whole technical things of what you got to go through, but at the end of the day, it's just passing the word out. It's all about finding that partner that sees the vision, and they're all about celebrating that vision and making that vision come true, making it grow and making it happen. Finding that platform or that vendor or that spot to go ahead and host something of this magnitude. This is amazing. And we have a lot of people locally in our neck of the woods that are doing some wonderful things in their homes, right? There are a lot of people who are still not getting the exposure as they should, right? There are a lot of people who are not. I can tell you right now, you probably even know people in your neighborhood that have their own little business going on. Not everybody's selling paparazzi. Not everybody's selling Mary Kay. Now everybody's not selling any other direct selling stuff out there. Not saying anything wrong with those areas, but there are women out there. There are men out there. There are people out there that are doing their own thing, but yet they're not getting the exposure as they should. And they may have tried different avenues, different ways to get their stuff out there. They may have the Etsy going on. They may have the Shopify going on, and they're getting a little change here and there. But it can be really challenging sometimes to really market yourself the way you should. And people don't have the money. People don't have the money to market themselves the way they want to market themselves. This costs thousands of dollars. But thank God for Leticia, because she know how to hook you up real good to make sure that you don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to market yourself, right? So yeah, this is awesome. This is a great article, Therese. Our girl behind the scenes found this for us. And I think this is the only article that we have for you guys for tonight. And so again, tonight, we normally have, at the end of our show, we normally have the afterglow, but tonight there will not be an afterglow. I'm sorry. There's so much going on behind the scenes with me, and as well as with my girl Leticia. She was supposed to come tonight, but I guess unfortunately with her business, it did not happen, and that is okay. It is what it is, girl. We all got it going on, right? We take care of each other. We do what we got to do. We do what we got to do. But I hope you guys truly enjoyed the content, enjoyed the conversation, enjoyed the topic tonight. Again, ladies, please be reminded that you are a winner. You succeed every single day, right? You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not who people say you are. You are victorious. You are strong. You are a dominator. You are a winner, right? You are who God says you are. Come on with it, right? Other than that, I want you all to have a great night, a great weekend. And before I go, just to remind you again, ladies, and some of you did come a little later, about the self-care event. We are hosting our first self-care event on March 25th. That's on a Saturday at 11 a.m. That's brunch hour, right? And the sign up will be available for you tomorrow. So ladies, go ahead and start preparing yourself to register. Get your seat in now. We'll start tomorrow. Do not hesitate. March 25th will be here before you know it. We will have a special guest that is going to bless us with her skills. And we're going to be talking about mental health. We need to discuss that, ladies. We cannot continue to hide. I missed you. Thank you, girl. We miss you too, girl. We miss you too, right? We cannot continue to hide behind the shades and act like, everything is all, we got everything all under control, because we really, really don't. There's a lot happening in our lives, more than we ever even anticipated, right? And some of us are trying to find ways to try to handle the pressure, and whatnot. And sometimes sometimes it works, and most time it doesn't. But we definitely do need to share our concerns, find out ways of how we can be able to daily, exercise our thinking, right? And so we can be better, we can feel better, we can do better, we can be free from all of the cares of the world and all what the pressures, the pressure of the world as well, right? So definitely, ladies, this is something that you cannot ignore. This is something that you cannot overlook. Make sure the information, the registration will be available tomorrow for you guys to sign up. Okay, and make sure you do it, get it out of the way, because before you know it, it will be March 25th. Okay, so again, tonight is no afterglow. I just want you all just to take this all in, allow this to bless you. And those of you who are watching us via YouTube, thank you for watching. If you have not already, please subscribe, okay, and give us a thumbs up. Share this episode to your sister friends as well. And again, ladies, for those of you who have not joined the sisterhood, definitely, we have our group page and we have the link. I know my sister Teresa, I believe she has already posted that information for you guys to go ahead and click on that link if you want to be a part of the sisterhood. And there are 3 questions that you definitely need to fill out. And then from there, our administrative team would go ahead and analyze that. And then we will go ahead and bring you in the fold. We are growing and growing. And we're super duper excited about that. So ladies, other than that, I hope you all have a blessed night and a blessed weekend. And we will see you soon. Good night. Bye.